Welcome to LaRocque Life Podcast. We talk about relationships, adventure, freedom, and just some real and raw conversations. I'm Mike LaRocque. Got my lovely wife Laura with me. What do we got on the go today, Laura?
Well, actually, here's the story. We were thinking, okay, we're going to record our forecast. It might be a podcast.
It probably, yeah. Okay.
It might be we're recording our podcast tonight. And both of us were kind of like, what are we going to talk about? What's our topic going to be? And I did what I teach my clients to do, which is really just kind of go inwards. And I asked a question. I was like, okay, what does our audience need to hear right now? And take this little tip out into your everyday life, because wasn't 2 minutes later, I totally had an idea of what we could do. And I don't feel like it was my idea. It was like the answer to my question of what does our audience need right now?
Right.
And so what we're going to do is actually play a little game between the two of us, but also just really encourage you to try this out with your partner, because right now there's a lot of fear in the air and just stress and anxiety and all of the things. So we just thought this would be a fun way to lighten the mood and then kind of lighten that mood in the household and help to reconnect partners, couples, and really just sort of like ignite a spark. And I don't know. Do you have anything to add to that?
No, 100%. Just kind of take some of this, I don't know, not seriousness of the situation right now, but we just need something to break whatever we're in, right?
Yeah. And the funny thing is once I tell you what we're actually doing, as I was writing it out, I was like laughing to myself every time, because I'm really curious to see what you're going to say. But so what we have done is chosen 5 to 7 questions that we want to ask each other, and we have no idea what the other person is going to ask for the question.
Nope.
So we just thought we would make this live and raw for you guys. I have no idea what Mike's going to ask me, and Mike has no idea what I'm going to ask him, except for my little giggles.
I know, I'm more worried about my answers, to be honest.
I know, I'm like, but you know what? This is the interesting thing. Okay, so here's what I did. The idea came to me half an hour before we sat down to do this podcast. I went to trusty old Google, typed in questions for couples or something like that, and I came to this website who has just such tons and tons of questions. And so what we did was just chose 5 to 7 out of them. But it was funny, because as I was reading them, I was like, I would have never thought to ask you these questions. And we've been together for 16 years. And the other thing is well, I know what I think my answer would be to this question for you, but I'm really curious to know what your take is on it.
Right, yeah.
And some of the questions are more serious and some of them are playful. And I don't know, for me anyways, I don't know what you chose.
No, I got a pretty good mix, I think.
Okay. So I'm going to share the website with you guys in the show notes after, because I just think this will be a really fun game for partners who are both into it. I mean, obviously it will take 2 for this one, but bring it to the table with your partner and just see what they say if they're up for it. I just think it's a really great way to help bring you back together, because we're always going through these motions of life and we kind of forget that our partner is a person that we once loved and was attracted to and we're passionate about.
Oh, 100%. Right? And I have a story of what your answer will be to these. And
knows? Exactly.
That
what
story's
I just said,
completely
right?
made up. Yeah, exactly.
So, I mean, for us, 16 years in, it's kind of cool to be like, I'm going to learn some new stuff about you here in a second.
Yeah.
So just when you think you really know your partner, I think that this little game could take it a whole new level. So I will share the website that we got the questions from, because it's just a really good resource with tons of different varieties. So I'll share that in the show notes at the end. But I also was thinking, as we were writing these out, this would be a really fun game to play when you're going on a long road trip.
Yeah, 100%.
Right? Or even right now in quarantine. Well, I mean, the world is starting to open up, but when you can't really just go out for the date nights you used to do, this would be a fun thing, right? Grab some takeout and get the kids to bed and sit down with your questions and just get to know each other. Perfect, right? Things don't have to cost money. And to be honest, I feel like this is going to be more fun than some a lot of dates we've ever had. Not to say I don't enjoy our dates.
Yeah, what the hell? No,
I just mean
hear.
like, you go for supper and go to a movie maybe.
Yeah, I know.
Right?
Yeah, hit the supper and then whatever else. So
Yeah, and those are all good. Like everything is good in its moment, but this is going to be fun.
okay, start it off. Let's go going.
Okay. This is the one that made me actually laugh out loud because
You LOL.
I literally LOL'd. How would you describe your sense of humor?
Oh, that is good.
Because I know what I think about your sense of humor.
Yeah.
Curious what you think.
Don't say that.
I cringe.
It is cringe. There's you could probably have like 10 different descriptions of it. It is cringeworthy at times. That is no argument there. It can get dark in a hurry too, like really dark.
That's why I cringe.
Yeah. Yeah, I can make the devil blush at times. I don't know. It's kind of the gamut. Sometimes it's silly. Sometimes it's fun. Sometimes it's smart.
Sometimes it's rude.
Sometimes it's very rude.
Sorry, this is your question.
Yeah, fuck off. Rude, racist. Not really sexist. But yeah, probably cringe would be like the number one word. Call it that. Because most people, if you don't get it, then it's really like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
Either you get it and you're gonna laugh your ass off, or you don't, and it's like, who the fuck are you?
I think your sense of humor definitely like wins you some friends, but loses you some friends.
I know, and as I'm getting older too, it's like got my old man fucking comments at the store or something, and never like all these young kids just look at you like, just carry on, sir.
Yeah, just crickets.
Yeah, but
oh,
that's
okay.
fair. Okay, so yeah, let's call it that.
Okay, perfect.
That's quite a long description, but that's about what it is.
Good to know. We're kind of on the same page in some areas.
You got that one, yeah. Yeah, we're starting out light. So, what kind of a celebration would there be on a St. Laura Day? So, like St. Patrick's, like everyone gets drunk and drinks green beer.
Oh,
things like that. So, how would we celebrate St. Laura Day?
St. Laura's Day. Well, that's kind of creepy. I like am picturing a birthday, and maybe this is like a birthday party I would love to have, so you could just jot this down. But like,
Yeah, that's fair.
Bouncy castles, like everyone has to get outside and play, so it's summer.
Okay.
But I know that this is all coming from because I have a January birthday and I've always longed to have a summer birthday, so I feel like a Laura Day that I get to choose would be in July or August. St. Laura's Day, sorry, would be in July or August, and there would be bouncy castles, and there would be ice cream, and there would be pools, and you have to laugh, you have to play, you have to hug.
Is there people working normal jobs that day?
No, the day is off. Yeah, you get the day off.
It's a bank holiday.
It's a bank holiday, and yeah, you just have to bounce in a bouncy castle.
That's fair.
Apparently.
Trying to eat your ice cream. This
is like my inner child coming out.
So that's awesome.
I guess that's the answer to that.
Okay. Well, that's good. Find a fucking bouncy castle in the middle of January or the start of January. How's that going to fly? But
well, or you could just make a day for me in July and August.
I'll figure out.
Just a thought. Okay. My next question for you was, when was the last time you felt most free?
Oh, don't want too much dead silence, so I gotta fill it with something. The time I was most free.
Well, as you think about that, I just want to tell everybody that I think these questions, there'll be a automatic response, but I think that they're going to spark longer term, deeper conversations for you and your partner, because maybe like weeks or months later, you'll be like, oh, remember when you asked me that, or just sparking discussions that go down different like routes. So don't think you have to answer it right on the dime either if you got nothing.
It sounded like a really good flashback to, I was 18 years old, living in Lloydminster in like the real classy neighborhood, just on the other side of the tracks there. But I was I moved out there with like a roommate and stuff, but I think he just left, or he went back home. I don't know what he did, but I was by myself in this trailer. I mean, in this really fancy neighborhood.
You let it sink. You let it slip.
It was just payday, so it was payday that day, and I don't know, I was probably getting ready to go boozing or whatever. It was be on a Friday, and I remember getting out of my truck and like just taking a breath, and I was just like, "Holy shit!" I'm like, everything was really good. I was in a really good place. I think I just went grocery shopping or something the night before, so like my house was all taken care of. Just got paid. Like I say, probably getting ready to go drinking or do something stupid. And I just remember taking that moment and just being like, because this is all before I knew gratitude, anything like that, but just some innate thing. I just like took a breath. It was like, thank you. I feel great. This is probably like, that was the best of, yeah, just felt really good. Because again, so I wasn't worried about like debt or anything, right?
18.
I didn't have anything, right? Just my biggest concern is probably where we were going that night to get like
really in the moment.
Yeah. So that'd be it. Yeah.
That's cool. I would like to just note that was before you knew me. I felt most free before I knew you.
It's like a ball and chain. Anyway, so this is what we're doing tonight. We're gonna fight. I feel like the 70s show old red. This is what we're doing. Okay, so your question. It's funny because the next one was gonna be to relate to a birthday, but we'll mix that one up. So
okay.
What is one thing you wish you were better at?
I wish I was better at sewing. I was going to go deep with that, but then actually, to be honest, I really just wish I could sew really good.
Yeah. But you have a lot of women in your life that have or are.
And that's probably why I wish I was, because my mom is a great sewer. I sewed lots with my grandma when I was younger.
Mm-hmm.
I just wish it was something that I did now, but I'm kind of in this weird phase of I have to be a beginner. Like my mom bought me a sewing machine for my last birthday, right? And it hasn't even come out of the box yet, and that was 5 months ago.
That's my stoop to when I visit you in your office. That's what I sit on.
That's what you sit on. I haven't even like opened the tape yet, which is lame because I really, really wanted one, but I've just been too busy, which is so many excuses. But I think deeper down, I'm just kind of like, I don't want to be a beginner at it again. So I just sort of put it off. I just want to be really good at it, even though that was like, I think the topic of our podcast last week. But anyways, yeah, I wish I was really good at sewing so I could make stuff for me and for Lennox. And I mean, I could. So I'm just gonna. I'll just get better at sewing.
That's a good answer. That's some good reasons. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
My next question for you is, if you were a ghost, where would you haunt and why? Where or who would you haunt and why?
My initial reaction is like, I just go haunt at a strip club, be like, ooh. Scare guys in the shitter. Man, that's a really good question too, because you'd want to do everything.
But haunt is like scare.
Yeah, haunt is like
this isn't just like I want to go protect and be with this person. Like, who do you want to scare the shit out of?
I feel really sorry if there is anyone out there, but it'd be cool, like in a school or like university, and just scare the shit out of janitors all the time.
That's rude.
Well, you said haunt, right? Like that'd scare the shit out of me. I know that.
It's like horror movie level.
I know, and they're by themselves and they got headphones in probably. I just
okay. Is there anyone like in your life you would want to haunt?
No, to be honest, because I'm scared of ghosts, right? Because I'm big into like, I think ghosts are real, or like spirits for sure, and very connected to that side of things. So I wouldn't wish that on anybody. I'm a grown ass man, and I still run up the stairs when I shut the last light off. So yeah, I would not want to haunt anyone, put it that way. But if I had to really freak the shit out of someone, it'd be a janitor in a school, because that'd be scary as shit.
So sorry to all the janitors that are listening to the podcast. I actually just seen a meme the other day about like what happens when I shut off the light, and it was like shutting off the light and like racing up the stairs. But as soon as he shut off the light, this like person all dressed in black, like ninja, just like came out of this hole under the stairs and like chased them all the way up. And then once they got to the top of the stairs and they were safe, it just like stopped and like walked back downstairs and went back into its
Almost
hole.
Had him that time.
I was like, oh my God, that's so true.
It is. That's fair. Yeah.
Okay, good answer.
Yeah, that one's tough. I don't want to harbor any ill will. Not in the spirit world. Um, if you could take a week off from your regular life to immerse
Hmm.
yourself into learning something new, what would it be? Or is
Well,
your time
okay,
to
not
sew? But
it could be my time to sew, but I
yeah,
do have other
go
things.
something deeper on that one. Yeah.
Yeah, I actually have been really getting into breath work lately from experiencing my own breath work. So to be honest, I would love to take a week off to learn breath work.
Hmm.
I totally have a tickle in my throat.
Like learn breath work and learn how to like facilitate it and everything. You mean, or for
Yeah,
yourself? Yeah.
yeah. Which is like, I mean, totally what I'm planning to do this fall, but right now that's what I would love to do
Okay.
so that I can use it with my clients. I mean, continuing it with my own inner healing
Yep.
because I've been having like crazy experiences with it, right? With healing like my own physical ailments, but then also like intergenerational stuff.
Hmm.
And it's like beyond the craziest thing I've ever done. And we've done ayahuasca a few times, right?
Right.
So I feel like that would just be a really powerful thing to be able to help someone else move through as well.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. That'll
And
be an interesting.
and the facilitator training is a week.
Yeah. So yeah,
So there you
crush
go.
that out, and then we can have a whole podcast about that because it's interesting, really interesting, especially if you can get there without any kind of drugs or anything like that.
Just with your breath.
Yeah, that's amazing. Okay, well that was me.
Oh yeah, right.
I was
I'm
gonna ask you
next.
another one. I was like, wait a second.
I felt like I was being interviewed. I was totally ready for you to ask me another question. Okay. This is like, if you know Mike. Okay. What is the worst thing you've ever purchased and why was it so bad? I understand if you're going to need a couple weeks to figure this out.
All I picture is like this big scroll. Hang on a second, sir. Fuck, I don't know, man.
This one really made me laugh out
Yeah,
loud.
it's oh, there's so many things, eh? Well,
Just one. What's the
yeah,
worst? What was the worst thing you've ever purchased? I mean, in this moment,
right.
what comes to you?
God, I don't even know. I can't think of anything. There's just so many. Like I don't even know what to say.
Okay, laughing keeps tickling my throat and then
Okay.
making me cough.
Um, like even if I went recent, like what would it be in the week that I fucked up?
No, but to be fair, you don't really buy that much shit, and at like now
Yeah, not anymore.
we're way
Hey,
better at that since we've moved home from London. I
there's been
mean,
like a lot of stupid like financial purchase or not financial, but just like this probably isn't the smartest thing to do right now. Like so back to when I was living in that really classy neighborhood in Lloydminster, like I was making minimum wage call like $15 an hour or something. I guess that was pretty good back then. Um, and like so my paychecks were like $1,000,
like every two
like every
weeks.
2 weeks,
Oh,
call it,
okay, yeah.
give or take. And I
And your
spent
rent was like $1,000.
no rent wasn't that bad. Okay, well,
Oh,
I mean it was super classy and stuff, but the rent was only like $600. Um,
I
oh
hope
no, I started out
everyone.
at
I hope
550.
everyone can sense your sarcasm.
Back to the sense of humor. Um, I bought a fucking golf bag for $300, a Nike golf bag.
You still have it though.
No, it's a different one.
Oh,
Tack that on to stupid purchases. Then I bought this one I have now because it has a cooler to keep your beer cold. That's why I bought this one.
right.
So I guess they're smart purchases. But so yeah, I'm making no money, have no savings, have nothing, and spent $300 on a golf bag to hold my like $200 clubs just because I thought it looked cool. And that starts a long list of stupid shit. But
Yeah, lots.
that would be, we'll call that one sticking out in my mind.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. I was just really curious
I
about
really got
that.
the trailer park in my head right now, so that's where I'm at right now with that.
Okay. You're in trailer park mode.
Apparently.
So Mike lived in trailer park when I met him.
For quite a few years,
Yeah.
actually.
That's where I fell in love with him.
Was that before or after the gas got shut off? I think that was.
It was
yeah,
after.
That was after. Yeah.
Mhm. You were more grown up, I guess.
Oh
Classier.
God. Yeah. Keep it easy. What's your favorite Christmas movie?
How is that not coming straight out? because I used to love Christmas movies. I love Christmas music. So if you ask me my favorite Christmas album, it would totally be the Johnny Reed one.
Yeah.
I don't remember what it's called, but it's like blue and his face is on it and he's smiling a whole bunch. And I think there's some
Okay,
white
side note though,
snowflakes.
how the fuck does he have such a thick Scottish accent yet sings like a fucking
I don't know. And I don't really care.
can't even tell. Anyway,
Don't even care. He sounds great. That's like my
not
favorite
hating on
Christmas
Johnny.
album.
I like Johnny.
But I know that there would have been movies in the past, but what's my favorite Christmas one? From London?
Love Actually.
Yeah, Love Actually is now my favorite Christmas movie, only because it's a English film, a British film, and we watched it on Christmas Day when we were in London our first year because it was just the two of us for our first Christmas alone.
Yep.
And then we decided that we were going to do that every day every Christmas moving forward. And that was going to be kind of like our new tradition together. And we have. I can't say that I've actually stayed awake through the whole thing the last couple of years on Christmas Day, but we have. And so I do. I love it because it reminds me of London. It reminds me of the time we spent in London over Christmas and brings back a lot of memories. And so that's my new favorite Christmas movie,
Cool.
even though I couldn't remember the name of it.
No, that's a good answer.
Okay. Um, do you ever talk to yourself when you're alone? And if you do, what's the weirdest thing you've said to yourself?
I don't talk a lot. I don't talk to I like to talk, but I don't talk to myself out loud. Definitely in my head, obviously. Get those conversations going, but um fuck, I don't know. Probably well, I'd definitely call myself stupid all the time, but
Do you?
oh yeah, I affirm that a lot. So I think that's why I say it.
Like in your head? Or you say
A little
out
bit of
loud?
both.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you say something about an idiot, like, oh, I'm an idiot, or you idiot, or something like that, don't you?
Yeah.
I feel like that's kind of coming.
Yeah, which is a terrible thing to affirm to yourself, but yeah, anyway.
But have you ever really been conscious of the idea, like the fact that you're saying that to yourself?
No, no, not at all. Only when you sit back and talk about it like right now, that'd
Yeah.
be the only thing to be like, oh shit, I do say that a lot and I should
Yeah.
not. But no, I don't know. I just like the conversation in my head. I always throw like try to figure out jokes and stuff and just like fuck you're dumb. It's like, oh, that's a winner. That's gonna be funny. Um, so yeah, I couldn't tell you just one thing or any one moment.
So you don't have like the weirdest thing, but you do talk to yourself when you're alone?
I
'Cause I
do.
mean, I
Like,
wouldn't know that about you.
no, I don't talk to myself like out loud by any means. Um, but yeah, just stupid shit, right? Like just try to run jokes around and like um been getting a lot better at not really stressing in my head so much.
Hmm.
So that's a good one. Like a good thing to not do. So now it's literally like just yeah, fucking around trying to figure out a way to make something funny. And then if I laugh at it, I'm like, okay, this is gonna be gold. And then throw it by you and it's just crickets.
Well, anything you throw by me, I'm usually like, yeah, no, you shouldn't say
Yeah,
that.
keep that to yourself. So yeah, that's a terrible answer, but I got nothing that really just stands out, to be
Okay.
honest. Yeah.
Fair enough. I guess I just never ever, I'm not with you when you're alone, so I wasn't really sure if you talk to yourself or not.
No,
I
no.
could kind of like picture it, but
It's just literally that fucking monkey hitting the things.
I know, actually, I was thinking about that as you were saying it.
Where we at? So this one's pretty like in depth. What is something you avoid at all costs? Is it a fear? Is it just evasion? Or is there like a special story behind your answer?
Oh, that one's easy. I avoid conflict at all costs. I'm a lot better at it now that I'm obviously more conscious of it, but I I just really don't like upsetting other people and then like having this weird tension between the two of us. Although now in the last few years, I've obviously learned that other people are going to be triggered by something I say or do anyways.
Yep.
So I mean, I am better at it, but still I fear trauma. Maybe I don't fear trauma. I meant to say I fear conflict. And I might not avoid it anymore because now I speak my truth a lot more and have like way better boundaries. So obviously conflict comes with that, but I'm a lot better. I mean, I fear it. I still don't feel super comfortable in it because I still want to help everyone and I want to please everybody and I want everybody to like me.
Right.
But I always catch myself in that now. And I'm like, no, here's my new boundaries. Here's my, my new way of being. So it's not that I avoid it. It's more that I do fear it for sure. But I'm getting better at it every day.
Okay. Well, that's fair. Good.
You're probably like, yeah.
With what, conflict?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
Because even the other day, right, when you were talking to that guy on the phone, I was like, don't make like...
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know. And then now I'm on a whole new kick of conflict where I really embrace it and hit it straight on.
Yeah, like you're just like, I want to like get this done, get to the point, get it over with kind of
Yeah.
thing. But
Oh, 100%.
I'm like, you should back off. Like, don't be so brash. Like,
Yeah. No, yeah. These
just be
past
nice.
while,
But then that sucks because then you'd be a pushover, right? People walk all over you.
Mhm. So maybe I'm here for a lesson for you.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
My last question for you is, what is one thing you wish you were better at?
Sorry.
Today.
Sorry. That's just dead silence.
Like, I think this thing cut out.
Yeah, like the obvious ones, right? Like I wish I was a better golfer, which isn't too bad. I want to go deep though, or figure out something like I feel you really want to give you some awesome answer to make myself feel real smart. But wish I could draw. That's a good one. Wish I was a better drawer.
How could you become a better drawer?
There's got to be some videos or books. There's got to be some books on it that I could read. But to be honest, like my Picasso piece is that gun drawing on the fridge.
Oh, yeah.
Which is pretty messed up when you come into our house and the fridge is full of gun drawings. But
maybe you should elaborate on that a little bit so people don't think you're completely psycho.
Sitting beside my gun safe. Yeah, no, we got guns on the fridge, drawings of guns because my son wanted me to draw some guns.
Yeah. He has a real fantasy of guns right now.
Oh, he's loving them, right? But yeah, and then just started drawing this thing and it was like I was in the zone. I like blacked out and just like, whoa, I have this gun now. It was like perfect handgun. Yeah, so I wish I was a better drawer.
But you're not a bad drawer then, apparently. So
I can do one gun. I have this one style of gun that I can really nail down.
Rock that gun.
Yeah. So if anyone wants to put orders in for that gun, then that's what you're getting. Yeah.
I'll trace it.
Sarah asked for a bald eagle.
I'll trace the original.
Yeah, you got this fucking gun. Deal with it.
That's funny.
Okay. Again, we had a few double ups. That's why. So there was one like, what was the best birthday you ever had? Not really a double up. I was gonna ask you that after the St. Laura there. Yeah, but.
What was the best birthday I ever
that you
had?
ever had? Yeah.
Gosh. Okay. Well, I have really good memories. Oh my goodness, I have really good memories of most of my birthdays because they're right after Christmas. My birthday is January 3rd, so my birthday is right after Christmas. So like the Christmas tree's always up, and then my friends would still come over, and I was like, I don't know, we put all my presents under the tree because that was my thing. Yeah. I had rules. You could not wrap my birthday presents in Christmas paper. It had to be birthday paper. And you couldn't give me a Christmas present and say, oh, that's your birthday present as well. Or buy me like one big present. It had to distinctly be two separate presents. This was my rule growing up.
That's fair. 100% fair, yeah.
But yet, the weird thing is I was still like, but we'll put it under the tree. And then I opened them from under the tree. You would think that I would want it to have nothing to do with the tree. But anyways, and then my mom always, well, not always, but the majority of the time from what I can remember would get me an ice cream cake. And so that kind of became my thing. So I don't know. I don't have like specific memories. I mean, my 18th birthday, there's some memories and a lot of lack of memories there.
Yeah, I believe it.
Which was a really good time, obviously. But to be honest, nowadays, my favorite birthdays are literally just like the three of us just hanging out. And I mean, my last one, I didn't even get to blow out my candles because Lennox blows them out. And that just warms my heart, and I would do it 100 times over. So I guess all of my birthdays are special in one way or another.
Cool. Well, I hope you have 100 more at least.
Oh my gosh, I don't know.
That's how long I plan to live, so I'm gonna live that long.
Because you're gonna live the same amount of me less one day.
Something
Is
like
that how that
that.
goes?
Something like that.
Or we could just both go to sleep together and just never wake up.
There you go.
That's how we're gonna go.
I did have one more. I like that set free as well. I had that. When was the time you felt the most free?
It's seriously when I do breath work.
Yeah?
Yeah, at the end of breath work. It did happen in our one ayahuasca session as well.
Mm-hmm.
But in breath work, it's at the very end because your body is so oxygenated. And for me, I have to speak from my own experience, but I like felt so many emotions and so many like memories pop up and things that weren't even mine.
Right.
But then at the end, like especially with the facilitators that we have, they're really great and they're just like really with you and like loving you and just really like no, they're holding that space for you. And I just felt so safe and literally so free. Like I didn't have a worry in the world, and it was like I wasn't holding on to any other person's worry.
Awesome.
So that's definitely the freest I've ever felt.
Cool. I like that's an awesome answer. Okay. Got her.
So that's that.
That is that. Good
So
job,
yeah.
though. I like that. That was awesome.
Well, what did you think, like from your end?
I like it. And you could do a lot, like on a road trip or something like that. That'd
Right?
be, you know, doesn't matter, I guess. But yeah, on anything.
Well, I feel like
And
you
you can
wouldn't
really
even
deep dive into those backstories, right?
That's what I mean. Like even if you had one or two questions,
Yeah.
you could just like we could start going off because it like reminds us of memories now too, right? Because I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that, and then we could start talking about that. Or if you didn't know each other at that time, then you could start asking more questions. And I mean, so one of these questions we asked tonight could take you on an 8-hour road trip.
That's
right?
true. Yeah. 100%.
But I think it's cool because I think we're just so busy in life that there's questions here that I asked you tonight that I wouldn't generally just be like over dinner or like in passing as we're
Right.
trying to get Lennox to bed, right?
Yeah. Oh, by the way.
Yeah, or even on a date, sometimes it's hard to get into that. You know, if you're out for dinner and you're sitting across from each other, it's hard to think of just totally random things without being planned. So I thought it was really fun. I definitely think I learned some new things about you. And not only learned, but kind of just like brought back some fun times, which I'm sure we'll end up talking about after and feeling like reconnected.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. So I would just recommend to go to this website and just browse through it. They have questions for everything. They have questions like if you're just starting to date or if you've been together or peeling back the layers or funny questions. Like there's so many questions. So just go through it and like you don't even have to necessarily sit down and do this with your partner if they're not really into it. I mean, that is a fun thing to do, but even pick a question or
ask
two.
yourself questions, I guess.
You could ask yourself questions or pick a question or two and just like randomly ask your partner that question. And then practice your listening skills and like actually listen to them, engage with them, look at them in the eyes and hear them, like deep down hear them. And then see where the conversation leads from there, right?
Yeah. No, that's awesome. That's gold.
Yeah.
Great.
So
Cool.
that's all we got tonight.
That is awesome. Well, where can people find more of you, Laura?
You can find, well, us. You can find us at LaRocque Life, Instagram, Facebook. We're not that active aside from our podcast right now because we have a lot going on in life, which we'll share next week. But LaRocque Life, Instagram, Facebook. But if you do want to follow me, I'm a bit more active, still a little dead because we got so much going on. But I'm relaunching my business as well. I rebranded and I'm relaunching. So my website's almost complete. And then I will be on social media a lot more. But Laura LaRocque is my Facebook and my Instagram. And my website will be coming shortly. So that's exciting to share.
Awesome. Okay. Well, I love you. Thank you.
Thanks for the fun.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys. And
thank
talk
you.
to you later.
Bye.